Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear for the MSX! In the last part we started off the game and kinda got thrown in the prison because we got recklessly caught. And now we're gonna head east. I'm Shotgunner. No one's gotten out of here before. Yeah, it's a mistranslation for shotgunner. Punch the door to open it, by the way. That's a bit of a guide dang moment. And in here we find our gear. +1. Get rid of the bug. Anyway, the boss fight against Shoot Gunner, because he is technically the first boss, is very easy. Stand here, shoot missiles into his face. That's all you really have to do. That's all you really have to do for a lot of the game, actually. You hit him with 4 of them and he's down. And now you want to enter here with card key 2, because not only can we get some ammo, but we can also get card key 3. Now I forget, do I go back in there to restock more ammo? Yes, I do. It is good to keep a good stock on ammo, just to be safe, because you never know when you might need to use it. Anyway, we want to take the only obvious way out of here, this way. There was a path to the west we could have taken, but I don't even think you can take that yet. Either way, right over here we have another wall we can destroy, but I don't think you can punch this one to death. You need to use your plastique. And now I want to head in this general direction. Now, you're going to notice there's a lot of dogs in this area, the first time we've actually encountered the dogs before. Let them run off-screen before you move on to the next one, because then they'll be chasing you. Because if you do that before they are off-screen, they'll be chasing you. It's kind of weird, because you gotta wonder how they caught up to you so quickly, but oh well. It's also the first time we're seeing dogs in this game. They're fairly annoying, I guess. The most they'll do is just chase you. They go down pretty quickly. They don't even have that much damage output. A good shot to the face will take them out. And unlike Metal Gear Solid onwards, there's no ranking at the end of the game. So you can kill enemies willy-nilly. You don't have to worry about it. The only real difference about killing an enemy with your fists and your gun is that they don't drop an item when you kill them with the gun. Well, they can't drop an item, more accurately. Because they have the possibility of not dropping an item even when you do punch them. Either way, and here we get the bomb blast suit. I have no idea how that's going to come into play, but okay. And I cut a couple screens back just so I could exit here. And as you can see, I got chased by 2 dogs. I have no idea how they got in there, or how I got past them. Either way, we want to head to the northeast corner, because if you were paying attention, you would have noticed that there was a door up there. That's where progression is. God, I love how everything just explodes out of existence. Ah, the good old days of 80s. And now we're back to the theme of Terra. Yeah, well, like I mentioned before, you're hearing this for about 85 to 90% of the game. Anyway, we want to head up to the roof of this building. And equip the bomb blast suit. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you. The rooftop is sealed by a wind barrier. Find the bomb blast suit. Over. Though when he says that, all he means is at the entrances. Everywhere else you can not have the bomb blast suit and you'll be completely fine. I don't know how that protects us from wind, unless it's just the grip it gives us on the floor, maybe? I don't know. Either way, you don't have to come down here, but I'm doing it anyway, because I'm showing you a little restock station for remote-controlled missiles. And you do want a good supply of these, because these are really good for bosses. And you need some to blow up certain switches anyway, so you might as well. Yeah. Either way, the roof is a very minor area, all things considered. We're only here for this part. Even then, we're exiting and entering this place at least once. At least we got a decent guard patrol up here, which would make sense because, you know, aside from the route we came in through, this would probably be the most likely place you'd infiltrate from. Though it wouldn't make much sense from a gameplay perspective because there's level 3 doors up here that we couldn't open otherwise. By the way, don't go south yet. Just don't. Not much to really say about the roof, though, overall. Got a little ammo recharge station in here. Which I forget if I mentioned it or not last part, but when you want to increase in rank, not only does your health increase, but so does your ammo capacity. So, if you get a rank up, might as well go to some restock stations and farm up first the extra ammunition. There's not many weapons you don't have to do that with. The Grendel's pretty much the only one you don't. I know I just called it a Grendel, which is something I really don't like saying, but either way, the grenade launcher. I'm saved! Use a parachute to dive between the fences! You see, that's useful. Simon's Quest. Learn from that shit. I still love you, but really. And now we're back in the elevator. And we want to head to, I suppose, the 3rd floor? I don't know. And you can head south or east, but I want to head east first, because there's some more stuff I can do over there. Namely, kill some guards. Oh, boy! Notable, we got the silencer from that little mini-boss, I suppose it was last part. That only works for the handgun, as most silencers would. There are no silencers for the other guns as far as I can remember. It's been a while, though. And even then, I'm still recording this game as we speak. So, I guess if there is, I'll remember it. I think. But it would make sense for only the handgun. So now that we had that silencer, we can actually, you know, kill people silently with it. Not so much with the other guns, though. In fact, I had a test recording where I accidentally alerted a crap load of guards by accidentally blowing a guy up with a remote-controlled missile. That had me in laughter for a couple minutes. Just because I can imagine myself doing that in any other game. Like Metal Gear Solid. In fact, I've done that with the infinite ammo stuff. Or an MGS5. I would really like to do it in that if I really liked using the Infinity Bandana. Infinity Banana. Donkey Kong 64 much? Although I don't think there was anything like that in that game. Mind you, I don't like DK64 much. Too much stuff. Also, I forget if I mentioned it at this point. I don't think I have, but if I recall correctly, we are in a place in South Africa, like Garzula or something. I don't really care much for Metal Gear 1's story, because it's pretty bare bones, almost Mission Impossible-esque. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake onwards will change that for the better. Got a little landmine refill station in here. Have to kill some guards to get to it, but who cares? Also, in that door to the right, I believe there's a prisoner, but I forgot to get him until after this. But don't worry, I show him off. Don't alert that guard, otherwise he'll run over to that switch on the left and activate the floor, as well as alert the other guards. And in here we get some infrared goggles. That'll come in handy. So yeah, I was gonna cut back to a different location, but then I remembered I forgot to get this prisoner of war. Let's rescue him. I'm assuming it's a him. They all look like males. I'm saved! The only way to the courtyard is a parachute dive from the rooftop. I don't know why I keep on using the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge Tristan Taylor voice for that, but okay! No, well, I have to wonder why they only really use this one track through most of the game. I'm at least glad the Theme of Terror is at least a very catchy track. I especially really like the Brawl remix of it, and the remix from, Sleepy. The remix from MGS1. Fun fact, that guy makes somewhat of an appearance in the NES version. Look out for him. Either way, in this room, equip the IR goggles. You'll find there's lasers. I forget if these damage you or if they alert. I'm assuming they just alert people, though. I never take the chance to touch them because would you really want to touch a giant red laser thing unless you were the one firing it? Here's a really dumb instance. This is a card 1 door. This late in the game. Ugh. I'm saved! Alright, that's it. But at least we got a rank up from that. We're now class 3 of 4, if I recall. I don't think there's a class 5. Yet again, I'm not very well informed on Metal Gear 1. It's not that interesting of a game, honestly, so, yeah. Anyway, and here's the next prisoner of war. I'm saved! Dr. Petrovich is in a cell in the courtyard. Okay, so we know we need to get to the courtyard, we need to have a parachute, and we have to jump off the rooftop to get to that courtyard. Alright, the more we know, and knowing is half the battle. Just gonna punch this guy. I'm Machine Gun Kid. You can't go on. Alright, well, we got that codec number last part. I know it's technically a transceiver, but it's a codec to me all the same. Let's call Diane. This is Solid Snake. Your reply, please. Hi, this is Diane. Beat Machine Gun Kid with remote-controlled missiles. Bye. Well, at least she's brief. Unlike Nastasha from Solid. But yeah, like with Shoot Gunner, 4 missiles to the face takes him out. He's actually a bit easier than Shoot Gunner because there's more than one place to hide. Either way, we want to head through the northern door next, so let's do that. It is a card 1 door for some reason. Seriously, why? And here we get the parachute. So with that, I'm actually now going to cut back to the rooftop. Right about now. There we go. Either way, we want to head west 2-ish screens. Have the cardboard box on just so we can avoid detection for the most part. And then we want to head south to one of the most dangerous sections of the game. 2 bridges like this. If you fall off, you die. So, yeah. Also, Sammy's a bit weird in this game. You have to pause the game and then hit, I think it's F5? And even then, it doesn't always work. Which is why I'm playing this through one thing. Oh god, jetpack guards. These guys, despite being on jetpacks, aren't terribly threatening. A lot of their shots miss. This guy's the most dangerous one because he turns on that switch, which you didn't have to blow up with remote-controlled missiles, which is why I still had them on. After that, just enter with, I think it's a level 3 card key. And then this place becomes very non-threatening. Because all 6 of those guys, I want to say, follow you in. 1 shot with a handgun takes them out. I think these guys alone are why it's pretty hard, if not impossible, to do a non-detection run. And we got a mine detector. Well, it's probably possible to do a non-detected run, but those guys are really hard to get past if it is even possible. But the mine detector, as its name suggests, shows where mines are on screen if you have it equipped, if there's any mines on that screen. Either from here we want to head east. And doing so will give us another screen. Which doing so in this screen will get us to another really easy boss fight against a Hind. I forget if it's a Hind-D or just a Hind. Either way, stand right here, get the grenade launcher out, and fire. It'll die eventually. Yeah, despite Metal Gear, especially from Solid 3 onwards, being known for really groundbreaking and interesting boss fights, Metal Gear 1 isn't too good with that. In fact, I'd say it's downright terrible. Either way, that's a Hind. And now I want to head north. Make sure you equip the parachute before doing what I'm about to do, because otherwise, you fall to your death. Pretty plain and simple. Ah, parachuting. Against a very dull background. Truly, this is a masterpiece. That's actually a little fun fact about this game. First off, by the way, get the mine detector out. This game was supposed to be more of an action Contra-like game, but the MSX couldn't quite handle that many sprites on screen and that much stuff to do at once, so Kojima actually ended up making a stealth game instead, and once you know it ended up being a hit series. And in here we get card key 4. And yes, these little squares are mines. Don't step on them, they hurt, if not kill you. I've actually never stepped on one. Don't enter the truck on the left yet. We'll do that eventually. Get card key 4 out, which you should already have it out, and enter this for the next prisoner of war. I'm saved! Dr. Petrovich was moved to Building 2. Building 2 is 10 kilometers north of here. Well, ain't that just dandy? Also, fun fact, if you enter the door on the top of the screen, you'll actually end up back in the first area. But I will have another thing I want to do, which is enter this truck. Oh no! The truck is moving! At least it's not as bad as the NES version's grammar. Ooh, boy, I'm gonna be tearing that apart. And now we're back here. And fun fact, if you actually enter that truck you just exited from, you can actually farm rations pretty easily. which is why rations are actually the item I have equipped. We want to head east twice, though you can, if you want to, I'm going to show it off anyway. You can farm mines from this little truck here on the right. I think this is actually where I first got the mines. If I recall, actually, the fan translation and the American version, at least certain American versions, took out a lot more calls of Big Boss with him describing the weapons. Think is a keyword, unless it was just in the manual. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 3 of Metal Gear for the MSX, we're going to be heading over to Building 2 to hopefully find Dr. Petrovich. See you guys then.